Pambansang Awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, helas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhagit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng
Panunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino. Buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos ng sambayanang makadiyos, makakalikasan, makatao at makabansa.
Graduation is one of the most momentous events of every learner's life. It is not the ending but the beginning of a new journey. The Department of Education calls the entire nation in the battle against COVID-19 through the utilization of online technology in delivering services and quality education for all. Let's embrace the new normal and stand together as one. Welcome to the first ever virtual moving up and graduation ceremony of Papatahan and Eliseo M. Quesada Memorial National High School, Papatahan Annex, and Standalone Senior High School Number 21, Papatahan, with the theme, Sulong Edukalidad, Championing the Nation's Future. At this juncture, may we have Mr. Rolly B. Kaidik, the school head, for an opening remarks.
Sa kabila ng pandemya at pagsubok na ating hinaharap, napatunayan natin na hindi ito magiging hadlang upang ipagpatuloy at matapos ang inyong pag-aaral sa Papatahan and Eliseo M. Quesada Memorial National High School, Papatahan Annex at Standalone Senior High School Number 21, Papatahan. Kaya't binabati ko kayo ngayong 2020 na mga magsisipagtapos, mga grade 10 completers at senior high school graduates. Gayon din, bigyan ninyo ng mahigpit na yakap ang inyong mga magulang dahil sila ay kasama ninyo at naging tulay upang matawid ang inyong pag-aaral. Huwag nating kalimutan na ang lahat ng inyong pagsisikap ay para sa isang magandang kinabukasan ng inyong pamilya at ng buong pamayanan. Tayo ay patuloy na magkaisa para sa papataas, Papatahan.
I have the honor to present to you the completers and the candidates for graduation of Papatahan and Eliseo M. Quesada Memorial National High School, Papatahan Annex, and Papatahan Standalone Senior High School Number 21, the school year 2019-2020, composed of 22 boys and 10 girls with a total of 32, and 13 boys and 5 girls with a total of 18. I hereby petition the office of the Division Superintendent to certify the completion of the requirements of these candidates.
For the acceptance and confirmation of graduates, may we have our school's Division Superintendent, none other than Dr. Maritas A. Ibanez.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Batay sa pagpapakilala ng punong guro at batay pa rin sa pagpapatunay ng taga-Masid Pampurok na kayong mga mag-aaral ng SDO Laguna ay kasiyasiyang nakatupad sa mga kinakailangan sa pagtatapos ng curriculum na itinakda ng Kagawaran ng Edukasyon para sa mga paaralan sa ilalim ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Kung kaya't, sa bisa ng kapangyarihang iginawad sa akin bilang pansangay na tagapamanihala ng mga paaralan sa SDO Laguna or Schools Division Superintendent, ay formal kong pinagtitibay ang inyong pagtatapos ngayong araw na ito. Maligayang bati sa lahat.
Let us again welcome the moving up ceremony of our grade 10 learners. Starting with Alvis Melba Heneblazo, Outstanding Performer in Athletics and Attendance Awardee, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Valentino and Mercedes Alvis. Arnigo Christine Cepeda, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Arnilo and Irma Arnigo. Bagul-Bagul Noemi Lisay, with honors, Outstanding Performer in Performing Arts Outstanding Performer in Science, Outstanding Performer in Technical Vocational Education, Attendance Awardee, Leadership Awardee, and Conduct Awardee. Daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Reynaldo and Julita Bagul-Bagul. De la Cruz Florena Moneda, with honors. Daughter of Mrs. Rosalie de la Cruz. De la Trinidad Sunshine Rivas, Conduct Awardee, Attendance Awardee. Daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sammy and Baby Jane de la Trinidad. Gonzaga Rinsal Nicole Milano, Conduct Awardee, Attendance Awardee, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romel and Cecilia Gonzaga. Portuguese Jazel Rapon, with honors. Outstanding Performer in Mathematics, Outstanding Performer in Communication Arts, Outstanding Performer in Social Sciences, Outstanding Performer in Technical Vocational Education, Leadership Awardee and Conduct Awardee. Daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sosimo and Shirley Portuguese. Rapon Vencel Encontro, with honors. Outstanding Performer in Visual Arts, Attendance Awardee, and Conduct Awardee. Daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Vicente Jr. and Rachel Rapon. Tumakas Monica Mujar, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Rodrigo and Marilyn Tumakas. Yu Rose Anjanette Abulon, with honors. Outstanding Performer in Visual Arts, Leadership Awardee, Conduct Awardee, and Attendance Awardee. Daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romualdo and Girly Yu. Ak-Ak Jessie Forga, son of Mr. and Mrs. Severino and Jenny Ak-Ak. Aqueza Johnson Villaraza, son of Mr. and Mrs. Jose and Jocelyn Aqueza. Arnigo Ronel Cepeda, son of Mr. and Mrs. Arnilo and Emma Arnigo. Valdres Brian Manalo, son of Mr. and Mrs. Florentino Jr. and Alien Valdres. Baloncio Renz Ryan Torriña, son of Mr. and Mrs. Lito and Lawrence Baloncio. Bustonera Warren America, son of Mr. and Mrs. Wilfredo and Lorena Bustonera. Encontro Roy Talento, son of Mr. and Mrs. Rogelio and Amelita Encontro. Formanes John Nicos Baloncio, son of Mr. and Mrs. Sixto Jr. and Janet Formanes. Habla Roberto Jr. Mojar, son of Mr. and Mrs. Roberto and Erlinda Habla. Lisay Christian Pasion, son of Mr. and Mrs. Lilito and Bernadette Lisay. Lizano Ariel Liandelar, son of Mr. and Mrs. Aldrin and Evelyn Lizano. Liandelar CJ Villaraza, son of Mr. and Mrs. Carlito and Jennifer Liandelar. Malto R.V. Magana, son of Mr. and Mrs. Honorario and Arlene Malto. Mohar Mark Angelo Macali, son of Mr. and Mrs. Virgilio and Babylin Mohar. Nacor Mark Rainier de los Santos, son of Mr. and Mrs. Noel and Lilia Nacor. Paro Piolo Sutan, son of Mr. and Mrs. Bernaldo Sr. and Arlene Paro. Pasyon John Mark Villaraza, son of Mr. and Mrs. Mario and Janice Pasyon. Pilyarda J. Katambay, son of Mr. and Mrs. Rodolfo Sr. and Emily Pilyarda. Rafon Lawrence Villarin, son of Mr. and Mrs. Luisito and Marisa Rafon. Rukyo John Lester Sambahon, son of Mr. and Mrs. Dexter and Julissa Ruccio. Taharan Kyle Romel, son of Mrs. Melrose Taharan. Villanueva Gerald Villarasa, son of Mr. and Mrs. Arnel and Mancera Villanueva. For our graduation ceremony, let us have Aqueza Brando Giruela, outstanding performer in technical vocational education, son of Mr. and Mrs. Salvador and Gloria Aqueza. Aqueza Joselito Villaraza, son of Mr. and Mrs. Jose and Jocelyn Aqueza. Acuno Aldrin Baldres, Best in Immersion, Conduct Awardee, son of Mr. and Mrs. Alex and Myra Flor Acuno. Bachiller Mark Anthony Tablada, son of Mr. and Mrs. Fernando and Vilma Bachiller. Balse Gian Culyamat, son of Mr. and Mrs. Joel and Normita Balse. Baldres Frederick Rafon, son of Mr. and Mrs. Federico and Rosemary Baldres. Espina J. Royales, son of Mr. and Mrs. Henry and Deli Espina. Lisay Jason Pasion, son of Mr. and Mrs. Lolito and Bernadette Lisay. Lisay Warren Pañoso, son of Mr. and Mrs. Petrolino and Susan Lisay. Lizano Earl Anthony Giruela, son of Mr. and Mrs. Alberto and Menzi Lizano. Pilyarda Jr. Rodolfo Katambay, son of Mr. and Mrs. Rodolfo and Emily Pilyarda. Rafon Ray Anthony Villarin, son of Mr. and Mrs. Luisito and Marisa Rafon. Yu Randallson Abulon, son of Mr. and Mrs. Romualdo and Girly Yu. Balse Marimar Culyamat, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joel and Normita Balse. Cypress Janibel Giruela, with honors, Best in Attendance, Conduct Awardee, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Julie and Sharon Cypress. Gonzaga Rosemin Milano, with honors, outstanding performer in technical vocational education, Best in Attendance and Conduct Awardee, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Romel and Cecilia Gonzaga. Liandelar Catherine Libranda, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Anselmo and Lilibet Liandelar. Rapon Violi Encontro, Leadership Awardee, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Vicente and Rachel Rafon.
The Department of Education, District of Paite, celebrates with all of you in this end of school year rides with the theme Sulong Ekokalidad, Championing the Nation's Future. The future of our country lies on what we do today. We do not just exist, but we live to take our part in nation building. As Filipinos, we must put a strong support for education, for it's a sure way to help us to learn and adapt new things and embrace the changes under the better normal. We will win as one through quality education. No one nor no situation can hinder us to keep on learning. Congratulations to our completers and our graduates, for you are the living testimony of resilience and diligence in creating greater possibilities for a better future and our nation's greater glory. Thank you to our teachers and parents who unselfishly give their love and commitment to help our learners to understand the importance of education even in the time of pandemic. Above all things, we give God all the praises and honor, for He truly holds our future. Congratulations, and may God bless us all.
Outset, please allow me to convey my warmest greetings and congratulations to all of you as Batch 2020 graduates in Grade 6 and Grade 12 respectively under the Basic Education Program. I also extend my profound appreciation and acknowledgement to the teachers, support personnel, and school heads who have painstakingly exerted their utmost best. Special recognition goes to your proud parents for their tremendous support and motivation. I also take special mention to the Regional Management Committee headed by RD Evelyn Pitalbero, ARD and all the chiefs, all the superintendents and assistant superintendents, and to all those hardworking men and women of DepEd Region 11. I am truly honored to be invited and express my thoughts in this so-called virtual graduation ceremonies. As you jubilate for this milestone, please be aware that this became a reality because of personal investment of time, diligence, perseverance, and dedication to your studies. As you trudge forward, always bear in mind the wise guidance of your parents, the valuable lessons you have learned from your teachers. Consideredly, the skills and capabilities that you have acquired will be put to test in the next stage of learning. Mind you, there is no turning back because you feel you are not prepared yet. This is surely not a reason to despair as you nurture strength of spirit and confidence to confront head-on great challenges and opportunities ahead. For every aspiration, don't fail to seek God's counsel as in the final analysis, it is still the Almighty who guides the destinies of men and nations. As we all know, we are in a period of great challenge and upheaval brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of the usual practices and traditional activities that we have been accustomed are being drastically changed, dismantled, and replaced by newer and technology-driven ones as the new normal. It inevitably requires us to embrace all these evolving and transforming realities. You are at the heart of all these unfolding events. You have a role to play in this challenging time. Everyone matters, and certainly what you do matters. Indeed, this year's theme, Sulong Edukalidad, Championing the Nation's Future, impresses upon everyone the primordial role of the schools and teachers in seeing to it that students like you shall obtain all the lifelong skills and knowledge. May you continue to strive hard and keep the momentum of learning alive as you pursue whatever path to empower yourself in order to become a contributor to the healing and rebuilding of our country due to the onslaught of COVID-19 pandemic. We have trust and high hopes on you. I send everyone good wishes and may God bless us all.
time and change of heart. If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye. On everything we know, friends we've made, I don't want to let go. After everything that we have learned, it's our time now, it's our turn. If I hold on to the memories and use them to guide me, will you be right here beside me? Everything I know is behind me. I'm starting a new life. I just don't want to say goodbye. The lights go dim as we suddenly see it's time to find who we're meant to be. We couldn't wait for this to end.
Tumingin sa langit ng umaga, sa araw kung tawagin ay ngayon. Umaasang malalagpasan ng may ngiti, tahimik na hinihiling.
Kung minsan pumapatak ang ulan, ngunit luha ay umaapaw. Mga araw na di umayon sa ating plano, bukas pagsisipagan ko.
Pangarap na aking inaasam, sa pangako na malaya.
Nagagawa lahat aking ninanais, ito ang aking hangarin.
Buhay ay eroplanong papel, dalang pangarap, ito'y lumilipad.
Kasabay ng pag-ihip ng hangin, patuloy sa pagsulong. Sa halip iyanin pa na ang layo, kung saan to naglakbay at kung saan magpapagpag. Ito ang masigit na mahalaga, tibok ng puso ang gabay. 365 araw. Pagkataong makita ang bituin o gabing halos walang makita, kahit nawawalan na ng
With that, once again, congratulations and good luck to your new journey, batch 2019 to 2020.